Greetings, it is April and our theme this month is clean outdoor living and exercise. We're out here on our patio in the backyard. I have this beautiful pine tree. I love pine. I'm really drawn to pine and the mountains, and I just love being outside. I love being connected to God and nature, and that's what this month's about. April is Earth Day. There's always Earth Day in April where we honor the earth. And we want to honor God's creation, even that little bee that just buzzed up right by my head. I love being outside. I remember as a kid, my favorite moments were being outside, what I'd call creek hopping, running through the creek, watching a spider web being created by a spider. So powerful, for an adult or for a child. And you think of today, kids are inside and watching movies and playing video games, and we really need to connect to God through nature and through His creation. And so look for some videos this month where we're going to be talking about exercise, we're going to be talking about gardening, we're going to be just really encouraging people to get outside and get active. And trust me, I know it's a challenge. I mean, we have 2 little girls, and it used to be, gosh, you just exercise when you wanted and do what you wanted. And for some of us, life has changed. You have to be intentional about being outside. You got to do things together as a family. You got to walk, or you have to maybe get up early. Sometimes I have to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning to spend time with the Lord or to exercise. And so we just have to be more intentional about our lives. And there's nothing wrong with being intentional about our lives. I mean, all the great people of the Bible were very intentional about how they lived their life. And so just really love being outside in nature. Camping was always my favorite. Memories growing up with my family was going on our annual trip where we'd go be in a tent for a week or 2 and do some tent camping. So really that's the theme this month. We just really encourage you all to get outside. Now, something else related that I wanted to just bring up related to this topic of being outside and being active is I want to talk about food. And I think it's important to understand that our culture has changed. We have to be intentional about being outside. We have to be intentional about exercising. It's not normal life anymore. Kind of sounds funny to say that, but what I mean by that is we all used to live on farms. I mean, God actually commanded us to work the fields, to sweat from our brow. We're supposed to bring forth food out of the earth, and we haven't. Honestly, we've gotten lazy. If we could all just be kind of honest with ourselves, we've all kind of abandoned that hard-working lifestyle for the most part. We used to get up, be all day in the field, sweating, working for 8 hours a day under the heat of the sun. And you look at a lot of people are still eating heavy diets. You always hear breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, I don't really necessarily agree with that. In fact, I encourage people to skip breakfast or just have a juice or a smoothie or a green tea, something really light. Because unless you're super active, unless you're working in a field all day, unless you're exercising in the morning, you don't need something heavy. You actually need to assist the body to heal, which is what happens at night when we're sleeping. Breakfast means breaking a fast, and you don't want to break a fast with a heavy meal. That just doesn't make sense. But we kind of, a lot of us still adopt this belief or this mindset that we can eat these heavy diets, eat, like French toast and pancakes and cereal and all these heavy foods for breakfast, and eating 3 heavy meals a day when we're not that active. It's basic energy in, energy out. We have to be eating a lifestyle, eating in a way that cooperates with our lifestyle and how we're living our lifestyle. So if you're working more, if you're laboring more, if you're farming more, if you're exercising more, you probably need more fuel, more energy. You're going to burn that off. But if you're not, which is a majority of us, I mean, I have to find 30 minutes, an hour a day just to exercise. If it's not part of our daily life, we really need to eat lighter. And one of the challenges when I talk to people is, we know the standard American diet's bad. We know it's bad to eat fast food and white flour and white sugar and sweets and all this stuff. But people are still switching to a heavy diet. They're following like paleo diet and Weston A. Price and all these different philosophies out there. And I'm not saying they're bad or wrong. It's just that we can't continue to eat a heavy diet and eat raw dairy products and lots of meat and lots of whole grains if we're not active, if our bodies are compromised, if our lifestyle isn't matching the amount of food we're eating or the quality of food we're eating. So we just encourage overall people to eat a diet that's light, that's nutritious, that's full of greens and fruits and vegetables, nutritious, hydrating things like coconut. We're a big fan of healthy fats like avocado, nuts, and seeds. And so you can eat a healthy diet, healthy lifestyle that's on the lighter side, get everything you need, spend time outside. Here's an example that just popped into my head that might make all this make sense. A lot of cultures have lived long lives into their hundreds, free of sickness and disease. People wrote books about it. Weston A. Price actually lived with some of these cultures. They lived into their hundreds, no degenerative disease. No, cancer wasn't a part of their life. They didn't really know cancer. John Robbins wrote a book called Healthy at 100, where he went and lived with different cultures. And what he found in common, because he wrote about these cultures, wrote down their food intake, and a lot of them ate 1,000 to 1,500 calories a day. Now to us that sounds crazy. We need to eat 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 calories, and we're hardly even working out, we're hardly even exercising. These people ate 1,500 calories a day, hiking up and down mountains, walking 3 miles to get water and bringing it back, carrying these giant jugs, farming just for their food, outside all day, every day. You don't have to have a huge food intake, a huge calorie intake to be healthy. So I hope that makes sense on the nutrition side. Again, the whole heart here is that we embrace God, embrace creation, get outside, get barefoot on the earth. We love to talk about earthing and grounding, but the best way to do that is just to get barefoot on the earth. Get in a stream, get in a river, get dirty, get muddy. Just connect to God through His creation, because you feel better. You feel more alive when we're outside. And I'm going to really push to do some more camping this year, because hopefully the girls they're pretty young, but I just really want to encourage them to see what it's like to live outside and to discover all of these amazing things that God gave us. So I will see you outside, hiking, biking, camping, hopefully somewhere fun.